All right, so I've absorbed as much of this as I need to in order to give my updated opinion on the situation. I am currently watching the Timcast IRL stream from last night with Steven Crowder on it. I'm about 20 minutes in thus far. I've already watched the segment where he spoke specifically about the situation with the Daily Wire. And yeah, ready to tell you guys how I feel about it. One, I can tell you that a lot of people are using this opportunity to voice their dislike of Steven Crowder. And I want to say that is not what this is about, and shame on all of you. Two, I want you to understand this is why I personally am not part of any conservative movement. I am not part of any liberal movement. I am not a moderate. I am a populist nationalist, and I will always say that in these circumstances. Now, there are a lot of people on the conservative side who are taking advantage of this opportunity to voice, like I said, their distaste for Steven Crowder and try and pretend like he's an actor or a money-grubbing, money-hungry, evil person who is trying to destabilize the conservative party, group, whatever you want to call it, the conservative side of political media. They believe that he is trying to destroy it and erect something new in his own image where he is the kingpin, or the fulcrum, the solar center of conservative media. And that, I don't believe that he has given any inkling from anything that has come out thus far about that. People are oftentimes delusional, and when they don't like somebody, they will go to great lengths in order to validate their own thoughts and their own dislikes, their own thoughts and opinions about a person. That seems to be the case in Steven Crowder's situation. And I'm going to say it like this. I understand why people don't like him. He has a strong personality. He is very opinionated. He is not afraid to tell you when he thinks that you are wrong and he is right. And I know that a lot of people don't like that. Specifically, a lot of people on the conservative side, because so many of them are the same. They all think that they're the smartest. They all think that they are right. They all think that they know better, and they don't trust each other because they all think that everybody has some secret hidden agenda. That is why they will always be losers, even when they win. We saw it in the last election that took place last year. They won the election as they were supposed to. They took majority of the House and still managed to embarrass themselves like a bunch of sore losers. The Democrats and liberals are absolutely disgusting for the most part. So it's like, it's kind of like one of those things where you have children. You have two students in your class. One of them is a complete mess up. He never shows up to class. Whenever he does not have his work ever done. He didn't even bring his backpack, and any time that he does, it's full of marijuana paraphernalia, not books. Or me, basically. Joking. Not really, though. But I digress. Now, there's another student who comes in, and he's always on time, sits at the front of the class with his arms crossed promptly on his desk and stares astutely at the teacher as they go on, answers every question, and completes every extra credit assignment, even though they already have an A++. When that person misses one assignment or drops the ball one time, the consequences for that person are far more severe than the other side. Because you expect an underachiever to underachieve, and you expect an overachiever to overachieve. That is how I feel about conservatives and liberals, except ironically, I don't know why I believe that conservatives should be such high achievers, because when it actually comes to them actualizing the visions and things that they talk about, it doesn't often come through. But with that being said, they still have the higher level of dignity, the higher level of integrity from what I have observed in my own opinion. So I say all that to say that when I see people like Jack Posobiec criticizing Steven Crowder, saying, oh, look at this actor, this, that, and the other, it kind of reads to me like sour grapes. Because you're mentioning this man's paycheck and you want this man to be in the wrong so bad that you're not even realizing that no good comes from him being wrong. And I'm not saying that we should run cover for Steven Crowder if he is wrong, but ask yourself, why do you want him to be this greedy, money-hungry person that the Daily Wire is painting him to be so bad? And on to Candace Owens. Candace Owens was used. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Jeremy or Ben got in her ear and said, hey, go on Timcast and do this like that. What I am going to say is Candace Owens volunteered herself, as black women often do, and I'm going to be very candid right now, as black women often do, to jump in front of a bullet and go out there like some kind of a warrior, spouting off at the mouth stuff that she should have never fixed her face to say about a man in general. You see, this media game, meaning putting a camera in front of your face and speaking your opinions, has led us to disintegrate gender roles and the treatment between genders. And I'm not talking about get your butt in the kitchen and start cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. But what I am talking about is a woman should never call a man a B word, all right? Nor vice versa, but especially not a woman to a man. And specifically, why is a black woman calling a white man the B word in this way? What's up with you? Why are you going out and doing this for your white employer? I am going to make it racial. I am going to make it racial because look at yourself. Look at how you appear. This is a black woman who talks about the appearance of the black community. But you think that because you're eloquent and wearing a nice little froofy shouldered dress that doesn't expose your cleavage and your butt, that makes you more classy to go on here and do everything that you're doing? Are you looking like an angry black woman, the way that society wants you to look? Simple as that. I'm sure that a lot of Caucasian people or people who absorb this conservative media will have something to say about that in my comment section. And I'm sure people will look like, wow, Jordan, why? You as a black man, you should be defending and protecting her and stuff like that. But Candace Owens specifically is the perfect one to make this example about, because she knows better than to arbitrarily protect black people when they are the cause of their own undoing. I'm not saying that they always are. I'm saying in that case, you should not protect them. Just like you shouldn't protect any human when they are the cause of their own undoing. You should try to help them, maybe mitigate some of the harm that they're causing to themselves, but you can't enable them. So I say all this to say that when she goes on to this white-run media channel that is Timcast, and I know he's part Korean, whatever. That's a white man, okay? And that I'm not saying that like, oh, he's privileged. I'm saying it's a black woman. When people see this, when person sees Tim Pool for the first time, they're not gonna be like, that man's Korean. They're gonna say it's a white guy. And when they see Candace Owens, they're not gonna be like, conservative, black woman. Black woman yelling about white man angrily, calling him the B word when she knows that if he was in her face, either you would be saying that knowing that you cannot defend yourself, meaning that you're saying that because you know he can't do anything to you because you are a woman, or you're saying that like you think that you can defend yourself, or you think that your husband is equipped to take on that battle, and I don't think that he should have to go through that. I think a lot of women make the same type of mistake and end up putting men in compromising positions because of that. Candace Owens is somebody who is a little bit smarter than the average bear, in my opinion, so I expect a little bit more from her. Wow, that went off on a very far tangent. This was supposed to be a conversation about Steven Crowder. Doubling back. But it all folds into it. It all makes sense, because I say all that to say that the vitriol that she was spewing off against Steven Crowder and stuff like that was because of loyalty. It's not because of truth. Nobody has any proof on these things. It's all speculation. And the truth of the matter is that's on both sides. Nobody can prove what's going to happen right now until it all unfolds. And now the fact that you have already told that you believe that Steven has these negative intentions, he's going to adjust his pattern, his pathway strategically to avoid that type of light being cast on him, as he should, as any media trained person, whether you want to do good or evil, that is how you maneuver. Now, I am on the side that is hoping that Steven Crowder chooses to do good with what he is doing moving forward. But I know that we can't see until it actually happens. And I know that from the media that has come out thus far, there is nothing that says definitively that he is in this for the money or some corruption or some destabilization of conservative media. That is a bunch of people projecting their own thoughts and opinions of a man onto this specific situation. And it's doing a disservice to the conservative side of media in totality. And that is why I laugh at you from the outside as a commentator who absorbs plenty of your content. So trust me when I say that I know what I'm talking about. But it's just interesting when I stand on the outside and you guys are talking about how weak you are and how you're so easily crushed by corporate media that happens to lean liberally. But look at your little selves. You look like a bunch of guerrilla war fighters that speak different languages, so they don't know how to actually strategize against an invading force. So you got sticks that you're tossing sticks from this direction, you're throwing spears from this direction, but you don't know whose side who is on. So some of your spears and some of your stones are striking each other like a bunch of morons. And who wins from all of this? Who wins? I don't know. I'm going to win because I'm going to keep talking about how stupid you guys are. And I'm going to keep getting traction on my channel because of that. So please, by all means, Jack Posobiec, talk about how mad you are at Steven Crowder for being successful. And Jeremy Boring lost a friend. Oh no, you lost a friend? Oh my God. Why don't y'all grow up and get a pair, bro? And I would love to see any one of these people in physical combat because Steven Crowder has a caved chest and he was still knock Jeremy Boring, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh into hell with one hand. I'm very tired of living in a world where men who cannot actually even don't lift, don't do anything physically, think that they have a valid say in things because of money or intelligence or anything. It's all about balance, and it's about how you wield your intelligence and your power. I think that this is exposing a lot of people and their personalities in a way that I personally love, especially at the Daily Wire. And I would still love to know when they're going to talk about the scam of the Kamakoto knives and the freaking established titles that they just dropped off of the face of the earth and never mentioned. These are the people who want to tell you that Steven Crowder is corrupt for asking for money for the whole production of his show. Silly. And look at y'all, taking sides, choosing sides because I don't like this guy or I don't like that guy. After everything that I've said, I will tell you quite candidly that I am more towards Steven Crowder's side, but I enjoy the Daily Wire and I enjoy Louder with Crowder and I enjoy Timcast and I want them to all continue to go on and flourish. And I don't care if they don't become friends and I don't care if they don't all merge into one uniparty media corporation. I don't care. I'm enjoying it all and I'm definitely taking advantage of the drama to go ahead and get views for myself. Thanks for checking out the video. Have a good day.